Hi, this is Bernard from Powderfinger. We're in altitude at the moment, so why don't you come in and join us? It's amazing here how many different compartments music is put into, especially with the radio formatting and everything. But, I mean, we're a rock band, I suppose, in a traditional type of sense, not like rockabilly traditional, but kind of coming from where the Rolling Stones and those types of bands came from, but maybe a bit of a heavier sound. I think Neil Young's influence there's differing degrees for all of us. I really love Neil Young. Like, for example, John, our drummer, hardly knows any Neil Young. So he's not that interested in it, you know. But it was something that I sort of started to get when I was growing up, listening to Bowie and all those sorts of things. I have a brother who's 10 years older than me, so I sort of inherited his music taste from the bedroom next door. And but I was lucky to bypass the Billy Joel section, Glass Houses, etc. We kind of try to keep our expectations really low. And we always have, because I suppose from when we first started and we were told we were being released in the UK and Sweden and all these places, and it was get all excited, and then it would have happened. So we just are going to take it as it comes. It's kind of out of our hands at this stage anyway, because I think the only thing we can do is try and play really good shows. We've made the recording, the record company's got it, they do all the business type of side of it. All we have to do is play good shows and not offend too many people, I suppose. I think Australia tends to get a real blend of American and British influence. So it's rare that and because we have albums released usually a few months later than they are here and there and wherever else, it's kind of rare that an act comes out with something really fresh, you know. But I don't think at the moment there's really anything groundbreaking happening in Australia. But I don't think there really is much groundbreaking music happening around the world at the moment. It kind of seems a bit homogenised to me. I think I'm not so sure about Europe and whatever, because we haven't done a lot of travelling there yet, but Americans seem pretty fascinated by Australia. They seem to think that it's some kind of otherworldly sort of place that they'd love to go to one day, but it's kind of too far away. The whole kangaroo on the streets thing is pretty ridiculous too. We actually have cities, you know, where there's cars and everything.
That's good.
Well, I guess it's kind of rock, melodic rock, I guess, you know. It's certainly not too heavy. It's based on melodies. The vocals are a really strong part of the music. The movements are a strong part too. I mean, Neil Young is also someone that I think most of us listen to. I mean, he's just a great singer-songwriter, lyricist, and I think two of the other guys actually started the band, and they just chose the name Powderfinger. I mean, we all like the song, and we tried changing the name a little while ago, but just had no luck. Everyone around us here is saying how it's going to do really well, and everyone's really feels genuinely excited about it. So we'll have to see how it goes. If it replicates itself here, it's going to be pretty crazy, I think. Okay. Dance and techno music and DJs is sort of starting to take off. You know, people are doing it, and people with computer technology can stay at home and record, and any Joe can record an album now because there's so many tools at your disposal. But I mean, the rock music scene is probably still the biggest scene, I think, in Australia. They expect us to be really loud and always have a beer in our hand, and that's, I mean, that is a part of Australia for sure. It's not all of us.
We don't try and write any particular style of music. We write music that makes us go, oh, that feels great. When we're in the band room and we hear something that we like and we all get those tingles or things like that. That's basically what our music is. We don't base it on any style or anything like that. I think why they named it after Powderfinger was because they liked Neil Young and they thought that Powderfinger sounded cool, and they thought, yeah, that's a great thing. And it doesn't really come up in Australia because Neil Young wasn't really well known in Australia. When we come to the States and everyone's talking about it, and apparently he's cool, so we're just like, yeah, well, we right on with Neil Young and stuff like that. So we've sort of learnt over the years to just take it as it comes. And you got to be really patient. If things happen, it's great. Being patient is the hardest part, but I mean, I'm not really worried about it because we play live and I just love it. I love it so much. Yeah. It seems better to me than releasing an album and seeing if it does well, you know. So whatever happens, happens. Australian kids are like getting into being DJs, and maybe even though a lot of kids go to concerts and stuff, it's really cool to go to a dance party now and be a DJ or something like that. Which is, to me, is exactly how it was 10 years ago when it was cool to buy a guitar or something like that. So that's sort of underground, but there's no real new scenes or anything because a lot of music's been done anyway. So I suppose it'd be, oh, you're Australian, you must be like an international playboy. Yeah. I don't know. Most people say, "Are you anything like the crocodile hunter?" They would have said that as well, I suppose. You know, everyone wants to talk about how many times you get bitten by snakes and spiders and stuff like that. So, you know, we have big spiders and big snakes, but it doesn't worry us because we're pretty tough.